Now, is your smart home a chaotic jumble of devices that just refuse to play nicely together? Maybe you've got Hue lights, a couple of Zigbee sensors, and a random Wi-Fi plug or Z-Wave switch tossed into the mix. These work great in Home Assistant, but try getting them to listen to Apple Home or Google Home, and suddenly you're juggling apps, cloud accounts, and frustration. The dream of a unified smart home always seems just out of reach. But today I'm going to show you a plugin that makes all this possible through the power of Matter. It's one that can take almost every device that you already have in Home Assistant and make it appear as a native Matter device to the rest of your home. This greatly expands Home Assistant's capabilities and gives you more local control. It's the missing piece that finally unites your entire smart home and breaks down those walled gardens for good. Hey there neighbors, it's Ryan the Tech Guy, and welcome back to This Smart House. Now, we all know Home Assistant is a powerful smart home hub, and yes, it does support Matter, but there's a catch. It only acts as a Matter controller, not a bridge. So to understand why this plugin is so powerful, we need to talk about how Matter actually works, without getting lost in all the weeds. So here are the basics. First of all, you have a Matter device. A Matter device is a physical product, like a smart bulb, plug, thermostat, or these smart lights behind me. They support the Matter standard. This means it can be controlled locally without needing the cloud, as long as there's a connected Matter controller. Next up, we have a Matter controller, or sometimes called a hub, and this is the brains of the operation when it comes to Matter. It really doesn't do anything on its own, but it tells Matter devices what to do. Home Assistant, Google Home, Apple Home, and SmartThings all can act as controllers. You'll need at least one controller to interact with your Matter network. So that finally brings us to MatterBridges. A MatterBridge is a translator. It can take non-Matter devices, like Zigbee, Z-Wave, or Wi-Fi based devices, and expose them to your Matter network, making them look just like native Matter devices. So that's what this plugin does. It lets your other Matter controllers, like the Flic Hub or an Aqara M3 Hub, talk to devices that aren't Matter at all, but they look like it thanks to the bridge. So today we're going to be taking a look at the MatterBridge add-on for Home Assistant and its Home Assistant plugin by Zigbee. And this fills the gap by giving Home Assistant the ability to expose nearly any device to another Matter controller. Now, if you caught the short that I made about the new Flic Duo, that's how I was able to control those lights using that controller. And it also works with other devices like the Flic buttons or Twist. Now, before we dive into how the plugin actually works, let me share something that I've been using to keep myself focused. Whether I'm deep in scripting videos, building out prototypes for work, or managing big Home Assistant automations. MagicMind has been a long-term sponsor, and I drink their productivity shot every single day. Now, like most things, initially I was skeptical, but after using it consistently, I really started to notice a difference. Now, it's not a coffee replacement, and I still drink my morning cup, but MagicMind feels like a solid upgrade to my routine. It's a small daily drink packed with ingredients that boost focus, motivation, and clarity, but without the crash that you get from caffeine and other stimulants. Now, being a part-time creator with a full-time job and a family, I need all the help I can get. And it helps me stay locked in without all the mental fog. And what I like most about it is it supports long-term focus, not just a quick energy boost. Some of the ingredients take a few days to build up, so if you give it a try a full week. The bottles are small and easy to carry. I love to keep them in the fridge, and I take them when I travel. MagicMind also donates 5 cents of each bottle purchased to a mental health charity that helps the US homeless community. And if you want to try one out, you can use my link down below, magicmind.com/smart50, and get up to 50% off your first month subscription or 20% off a one-time purchase. Again, if you want to check that out, it's magicmind.com/smart50. Now, there are actually 2 different plugins that you can use to do this with in Home Assistant, and MatterBridge is just the most supported one. That's why I chose it. Now, if you look at MatterBridge, you might think it's very similar to HomeBridge, and it actually is. It was built to integrate other services into Matter, similar to how HomeBridge did that for HomeKit. I actually talked about HomeBridge in detail in my Nest video. Now, MatterBridge actually has a number of plugins for things like Zigbee to MQTT, Shelly, and others, exposing each of these platforms directly to Matter. So we'll actually get this installed as an add-on in Home Assistant, and then install the Home Assistant plugin to expose non-Matter Home Assistant devices to act like real Matter endpoints. So then you should be able to take any supported device and share it out to other Matter controllers. So that means easy integration into things like Apple Home, Google Home, or some of the other products like Aqara or Flic. Now, you can use any combination of plugins and then pair your Matter controller of choice to the MatterBridge via pairing or QR code. Like other Matter systems though, you can only set one of your hubs as a primary. This means you'll do the initial pairing with the QR code to one hub, then you have to use the child hub or secondary hub to then share to other things like Google Home or Apple Home. So this integration supports sensors, switches, lights, fans, thermostats, and more. It even supports exposing entities like scenes and scripts as a Matter button or action, which I've used extensively in here to set off all the different combination of lights that I have. All right, for our first step, we actually have to install the add-on into Home Assistant. Now, don't worry, you don't have to go in and follow along and type everything I'm putting on screen. I've actually got a blog post with everything you need in it. You can find a link to it below or down in the description. From there, you can just copy and paste links or any code that I happen to use. So we're going to start off with the MatterBridge Home Assistant plugin because it has kind of all the instructions in one. So we're going to click on the official MatterBridge Home Assistant add-on link here, and that's going to take us into the Home Assistant add-on. This is the Docker container that runs locally inside of Home Assistant that enables all this to work. So if you'd like to, the easiest way to do this would be to click this add-on repository to my Home Assistant. You click that, and it's going to take you into this pop-up. If you've not done it before, you'll need to specify the URL of your Home Assistant instance, and then click Open Link. That's going to take you to your Home Assistant instance and set this add-ons repository up automatically. If for some reason you can't do that, then simply just copy the URL here below, head over to your Home Assistant instance, click on Add-on Store in the bottom right-hand corner, click the three dots in the top right, and go to Repositories. Then we're going to paste that link in and hit Add. So now we go to Add-on Store. We scroll down. You can go up here at the top and type in MatterBridge, and it shows up in your list. And then you can click Install. So now I'm going to go ahead and click Start on Boot, Watchdog, and also add a sidebar so it shows up over here to my left. Then I'll click Start. Now you will need to wait a few minutes for the first time for it to start up and actually create all the backend information it needs. But once that's done, you can click Open Web UI or click over here on MatterBridge. If it's not ready to be set up, you'll get this notification and you'll just have to wait till it's done. Now to install the Home Assistant plugin, we just have to click the three dots here and then we'll find MatterBridge HAS. That stands for Home Assistant. We'll click that and it'll go ahead and install the plugin. Once the plugin's installed, you'll see it listed down here below. So the first step you have to do once you get the plugin installed is actually configuring it. So to do that, we click the gear icon here. You want to check and make sure your host is correct. It's the correct IP address. So you could use the ws:/homeassistant.local and then 8123. But I'm using the IP address of mine with :8123. If you've changed your port, you need to make sure it matches up. As long as you know the IP address of your Home Assistant box on the local network, you put that in there, :8123. Then you'll need to get your token, which you can get that pretty simply by going into your profile by clicking on your name in the bottom left-hand corner, going to Security, scrolling to the bottom, and under Long Live Access Tokens, click Create Token. This will generate a token, and you can click Copy the token, and then go back into MatterBridge. Now remember, this token is just like your password. So if somebody has access to this and can touch your Home Assistant box, they have control over everything. So keep it secured. So you paste that in, and then we'll ignore the rest of the items for now. Scroll down to the bottom, click Confirm, and then restart the bridge. You're clicking the icon on the top right-hand corner. So to know that you've got your Home Assistant successfully connected, you should see a massive list of devices that are being brought over from Home Assistant. That doesn't mean these are exposed to Matter. This just means these can be seen by the bridge. So the next step is actually configuring the bridge to tell which type of devices we want. So if we go back to MatterBridge and we click on the gear next to the Home Assistant plugin, it'll show us our various settings. So at the top, we've got filter by area. So this allows us to put an area name in here and it will only show devices for that area. So you can type the area name in here, and most likely, if you have spaces in there, it'll just be lowercase with a underscore between them. Now, keep in mind, by default, the tags and area apply to the device, not the entity in Home Assistant. So think of the device as like the overarching umbrella for all entities under it. This is something that was introduced a couple years ago in Home Assistant. So by default, when you're filtering for an area or a tag assigned to an overarching device. Here in a minute, we'll look at how to do it for individual entities.
But keep that in mind, that kind of caused me some problems at the beginning. And what I recommend and what I'm actually doing here is creating an independent label for MatterBridge and adding that to the devices I want to add in. It's much easier than trying to add multiple labels.
So for this next part, we're going to set up labels for some of our Home Assistant devices in order to quickly filter out which devices we actually want to show up in MatterBridge and which ones we don't. So the quickest way to find the device behind the entity that might be on one of your dashboards is to click on the item to bring up the additional information, then click on the three dots at the top right-hand corner and select device info. This will take you to the related device, which will show all entities that are attached to that particular device. Then we want to go to the top right-hand corner, click on the pencil icon. This will let you edit the name and other parameters of the device. So then down under labels, we can select any existing label that we want, but because I want this one to be unique just for MatterBridge, I'm gonna go ahead and create a new one. And that's just as easy as typing in the name of the label, in this case MatterBridge, and then it'll prompt you to add. You can go ahead and add a color and an icon in order to make it easier to find in the UI, then click OK, and then click Update. Now this device and all of its entities will be able to be shown off and added via MatterBridge. So I'll go ahead and add a couple more of my basement devices and give them the same MatterBridge label. Now we'll head back into the MatterBridge interface, click on the gear icon. Here's that label MatterBridge. Below that we've got Apply Filters to Device Entities. You'll only see something come up here if both the entity and the device have the same label, which you ever have in the filter by label. So this lets you basically exclude certain entities even if you have the device tagged. So then below that we have a whitelist where we can go in and add devices manually by their device name. And you can see here, if I wanted to add a device, it actually gives me the capability of just typing in the name that it's connected to. So once it connects to Home Assistant, it's going to pull in all the entities. You're going to see all of them, so you can quickly add them from here. On the other hand, you also have the blacklist. So again, if you see some items in there and you don't want them to show up in Matter, you can click this and it will prevent it from being added in as a Matter device. Below that, you can also blacklist specific entities. Split entities is another advanced feature. We won't talk about it right now, but there is a description on the website about what it does. And you can have it add a postfix to the name and to the entity ID in case you don't want to duplicate something. So if it's going to create a new device, you can add, say, Matter at the end of it so it doesn't get confused. And then there's a special setting for air quality sensors, which I don't have any of. So once you set the settings the way you want, you'll have to hit confirm, and then you'll have to restart HomeBridge. And that's as simple as clicking this icon in the top right-hand corner here. Once it restarts, then you'll see next to devices here, the number of devices that are currently exposed to Matter. And then in this massive list here, the top items, you see them showing as online, those are the ones that are currently being exposed. Everything else down here are just being picked up by the bridge, but not being sent out. It's nice because you can see the realm of possibility. These are all the devices you can register. So in order to show you how this works in the real world, I'm down here in my basement and I've got the Flic Duo connected to these lights up here through Matter. These can lights here above are actually controlled with a TP-Link switch. So this is a Wi-Fi switch that's connected into Home Assistant. So I've bridged this device, which doesn't natively support Matter, over to Matter using the MatterBridge, and then connected it onto my Flic Duo. So using the Flic Duo, I can press the big button and it'll toggle these lights on and off. My overhead lights in here are also the same type of smart switch, and I've got them tied to the small button. When I twist, it'll actually dim the lights down or up. And then finally, my kitchen cabinet lights here that go along the bottom and the side, I have tied to this flick button here. So with this flick button, I can press it once and it'll toggle the lights on and off. And if I press and hold, lights go to full brightness. Or if I double tap, they go to dim. Now, of course, this can all be customized depending on what Matter device you're using to control things. So with the Flic, you can see you have options for a variety of button presses, but other remotes might have different options. So that's it for the MatterBridge plugin for Home Assistant. It's a flexible way to connect your non-Matter devices into a unified smart home setup. So whether you're trying to get Zigbee lights into Apple Home, or use a Matter remote to trigger a Home Assistant scene, this setup gives you local control and a lot of flexibility. And I'll keep testing some other MatterBridge plugins as well, like the Shelly or Zigbee to MQTT options. So let me know down in the comments if there's one that you want to see covered. And as a quick reminder, if you haven't already checked out MagicMind, you can either click the link in the description or go to magicmind.com/smart50. That'll get you 50% off a subscription, and it goes to help the channel. Now, if you're brand new to Home Assistant, I have a whole playlist over here from getting started by setting it up to some basic plugins. And if you want to see all of my Home Assistant videos, I've got a playlist right over here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.